Welcome back to the Amateur Adventurers Club. I'm Bill.
I'm Ann.
And today we're in the kitchen with Nonnie for a little cooking with Nonnie. We're going to work on, we're going to do a key lime pie.
Key lime pie.
It is winter time here, so we're not out on the boat. Kind of wishing we were maybe south in a little bit warmer climate.
A tropical area.
Yeah, so we decided, hey, we'll put ourselves in that place with a key lime pie. So, to get started, we're going to be doing this in 3 parts. We have the crust, we have the filling, and we have the topping. Now we're using a recipe that we found online, and
supposedly it's the best key lime pie recipe, so I guess we'll have to see if we agree.
so we're going to get started. I'm going to work on making the crust and getting that together, and Ann is going to work on the filling. We're going to be using, for the crust, we've got the graham crackers, brown sugar, half a stick of salted butter. For the filling, we have condensed sweetened milk, whole milk, Greek yogurt, and for the topping, we're going to be using some heavy whipping cream and some confectionery sugar. Is that right, Ann?
And some fresh limes.
Okay, do you want to walk us through a little bit of the process?
Well, we're just going to start with the crust. We're going to use our processor and we're going to crush some graham crackers, add the brown sugar, melt our butter, and basically put that into a crust in our pie pan. We're going to bake that for about 10 minutes just to get it lightly browned. I'll let it cool completely. In the process of it cooling, we're going to start the filling. So we'll be back.
Okay, so we got the crust done.
Welcome back. So the crust was very simple. Mix your ingredients together, add your melted butter, pour it in the pan. It was easier. I just used my hand on a little bit of a glass cup to try to get it so it forms. This is going into the oven for 10 minutes till it's lightly browned. Then we're going to put it on a cooling rack and let it dry. In the process, we're going to start the, while that's baking, we're going to start the filling mix. So we'll be back. Okay, we're going to start the filling. So we have our sweetened condensed milk, which is going to be 2 14-ounce cans. 2 14-ounce cans, which is what these are. And this is pretty thick.
And I got to make some zest that will be added to the ingredients. I didn't know until the other day that zest was just basically the skin shredded up of the lime. And we aren't using key limes, we're using just regular limes. The ingredient says that that's okay. We're making some improvisations from the original ingredients.
One of the original ingredients is to use fresh lime juice, which you can use. We do have an old juicer that was my grandmother's, so this is quite old. And we bought a bunch of limes to try to do the lime juice. And then we thought, you know what, for the sake of just trying to, our first time making it, we're going to do this real lime, which is the same thing as what we're going to squeeze out. It's 100% real lime juice. So we're going to use that in place of the real limes. Maybe someday we'll do it with the real limes when we're a little bit better at this. So my 2 cans of condensed sweetened milk, so thick.
As I mentioned, we're amateurs from the Amateur Adventurers Club. If you're wondering where the name Nonnie came from, that's what our grandchildren call her. I call her Ann, they call her Nonnie. Nonnie's quite the baker. Everybody knows that Nonnie cooks or bakes the best cookies in town.
So this calls for 2 cans of condensed sweet milk, which I just put in. And then we're going to add in our yogurt, which is a cup of, I'm using the whole milk Greek yogurt. So we're going to add a cup of this.
I almost got a tablespoon of zest, lime zest, which we'll be using this for the topping as well. She gives me all the hard jobs.
Well, he gets to eat the product at the end, so it's all worth it.
If this is your first time to our channel, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you subscribe. We're shooting for 100 subscribers. I think we're up to 78, so we're new timers to this YouTube thing. We're doing it for the fun of it. If you've seen our videos before, we bought a camper recently, a Snoozy 2, which is covered up in the driveway waiting for better weather. We also have our boat that's in storage for the winter, our pontoon boat that we call the Pelican Chaser, and waiting for better weather for that as well. So the videos that are going to be coming out are going to be boating, adventures, some camping, and then we'd like to throw one of these in here every once in a while. We did tamales a couple months ago. We made a video on making tamales. It was fun. It was different, and it's just something just to keep us occupied during the winter.
I'm adding some real lime juice to my got the sweetened condensed milk and my yogurt. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lime zest as soon as the zester gets there.
I'm zesting away. I should have enough, hopefully, for both the topping and the filling. All right, here's my tablespoon of zest. Where's it going?
It's going right in here.
Okay, tablespoon of zest.
It's going right into the filling mix.
All right.
All right.
And then I'll get going on some in a minute for the topping. So we're going to go ahead and mix this up.
So it just tells you to whisk it.
So we're going to whisk it into a, do they call this a meringue?
This is not a meringue.
Not a meringue.
Meringue
It's not a
you get
meringue.
from- no, this is just going to be a filling.
How does
Pretty
it thicken
thick.
up?
It says it'll thicken up on its own. I imagine the yogurt will do some of that. And that sweet condensed milk is pretty thick to begin with. So let's see. So
Okay, so let's take a break.
So we're going to wait that pie crust will be done in about 3 minutes, actually 2 minutes. And it says to add this filling into the warm crust. So we don't have to wait for the crust to cool. So looks like it's pretty well mixed.
Great.
Smells very lime, smells yummy. So we'll be back. Okay, so we took our pie crust out. It's just cooling down for a few minutes. I don't want to put it in when it's too hot. It says to put it in while it's warm. So we'll give it a few minutes to cool down. So this was our filling. It is getting pretty thick, and that'll go in as soon as we're ready for that. In the meantime, we're going to be making the topping. So to garnish, we're going to garnish with some fresh lime slices. We used a mandolin, which we were able to get the slices nice and thin. Also a little more of the zest to sprinkle just for garnish. So the topping is basically heavy cream. We're going to whip that till it forms some peaks. And then we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of confectionery sugar, sweeten it up a little bit. Then it'll be ready once we get it all on and garnish it up. We'll be back. Okay, so I put the heavy cream in. I let that get to form soft peaks. Then I added the 2 tablespoons of confectionery sugar. I'm just going to mix it for a little bit, a few more seconds, I think, here. It looks like it's pretty darn close. It looks like we got some. Oh, that's perfect. Good consistency. So that'll be the garnish once we're done. So we're gonna
The topping.
The topping, and then we'll garnish the topping. Sorry, yes. So we're gonna put the pie filling in, and we'll be ready to add the topping after. So we'll be right back. So I almost forgot a very important step. We have to pour the filling mix into the warm cookie crust, or graham cracker crust, and we have to bake it for 15 minutes. Biggest mistake I could have made, but so still pretty thin. We're going to bake it at 350 for 15 minutes, and then put it in the, cool it for a little bit, and then we'll add the topping and garnish and have it for dessert tonight after dinner. All right, so it looks nice. Perfect amount of filling. All right, now we're gonna put it in the oven for 15 minutes and we'll be back. All right, 15 minutes. It looks like it's set pretty good. Looks really good. Now we're gonna leave it on the cooling rack. We're gonna let it cool for 30 minutes. And then we're gonna put it in the refrigerator for 3 hours. And then we'll top it with our topping and our garnish.
So the topping goes on after?
After it's cooled and after it's set for 3 hours in the refrigerator.
All right.
So it looks like we'll be having it after dinner tonight. So I'll let you know. I'll see you in a little bit. So we are back. It's been in the refrigerator for 3 hours. We are ready to add the topping and the garnish.
The filling is all...
Everything's all nice and firm, just the way it was supposed to come out. So here's my topping. I made that with just the heavy cream and the confectionery sugar. And then a little bit of our garnish that we're going to add on, just to make it pretty. And then we're going to slice it up and give it a roll. All right.
And I'm going to let Nonnie do the honors because she's the one more familiar with the spatula than I am. I'd make a mess of it.
I'll just spread this little whipped topping right across the pie.
Kind of reminds me of Kermit's in Key West, where you can get just about anything that's key lime.
Anything, yes. Been there for many free samples.
Nice work.
So there we have it. Thank you. Oh, a little bit. You can never have too much whipped cream. All right, so now I'm just gonna garnish it up with a little bit of let's see if I can get fancy a little bit. A little swirl.
Nice, cute. I like them.
Let's see.
Well, while Nonnie was doing all the heavy lifting and all the major baking, I was keeping all the dishes
Yes, it was.
cleaned and taken care of. So
Yes,
that
you
was
did a good
my
job.
big portion.
Doing a good job keeping up with the dishes. While this was actually cooling for the 3 hours, I made a double batch of banana bread with chocolate chips.
Other wintertime favorite. Banana
Yeah.
bread with chocolate chips. Try it sometime. Maybe we'll have to have Nonnie do another
Oh, that's
episode.
an easy one. Let's throw one more in the center, maybe.
And I worked hard on that zest, so make sure you get that zest in
Yes,
there.
I will throw the zest in there, I promise. So with the zest, we're just gonna sprinkle that zest. A little bit of sprinkle. I would say that that's almost as good as what you get in a bakery. We'll have to see what the flavor's like. But I did have a little sample from the bowl after I put it in here, and it seemed to taste extremely good. So we'll see. We'll
It
be
looks
back.
good. We'll be
We'll be
right
back.
back after this short break.
All right, so we're back. We are all ready to cut in and have a sample.
Time to sample.
I had some leftover Mary and Bright plates, so we're going to use those up. So let's just see. How good. Best key lime pie ever is. The first piece is usually tricky to get out, so let's see how well we can do.
Looks good.
Well, it wasn't too bad.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to have a little sliver.
I like it. It looks authentic. I did see something on a video one time that said key lime pie isn't supposed to be green, which I think that is a myth that some people think that, well, the limes are green, so the key lime pie should be green, but no, not necessarily. Not in this case.
Shall we?
Dig in. Very good.
Wow.
So we improvised on a couple of the ingredients from the original recipe. We used lime juice, regular limes, not key limes, lime juice.
But it was 100% lime juice, so.
We used the graham crackers for the crust. We whipped those up. I don't know, pulverized them in the food processor into crumbs, and
It was so creamy.
the Greek yogurt and the
Condensed milk.
for the filling, and basic ingredients, and it came out really well.
Yeah, it's very good. All right.
So, to talk about the Amateur Adventurers Club, please subscribe for future videos. Once we get the boat out of storage for the winter and we got it back on the water, we get the camper going, and we'll make some episodes during our camping adventures, and which will hopefully include some kayaking, some biking in the Finger Lakes area of New York and elsewhere. And so stop by again and say hi and check us out on YouTube. And thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
See you soon.